Welcome to another episode of Games Done Slow and Bad, where we play games slowly and most often badly. I am super, hyper, mega excited to be able to bring you My Time at Portia. I am playing on the Nintendo Switch on a beautiful new physical cartridge that I recently purchased. I really enjoy games that allow me to do some crafting, some exploring, and some general life simulation. My Time at Portia is, in my mind, very similar to a younger Stardew Valley that's three-dimensional. The one knock I'd say against the game in general is that it's a little bit more linear. It doesn't quite give you as many choose-your-own-adventure type options. So, for our character, we are going to play as a female character, because I have not played as a female character on here before. My primary character is a male. But as for how they look, I am going to randomize. And we're going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, this is someone who looks like they've done too many drugs. Perfect. Hello, Linda. And we're going to set our birthday for the first day of summer, which should make things pretty interesting. So, one thing about this game that you should know before we dive in is that the loading screens are the most painful thing you'll ever have to experience in your life. The loading screens are brutal. The loading screens give you time to fall in love, have children, have a really messy divorce, and then end up in your 40s alone at a bar. Sad. There's a lot of time in these loading screens is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to have to just sort of deal with it. This first loading screen is by far the worst, and that is why I'm vamping so freaking heavily right now. Additionally, I've actually already recorded this episode once, and stupid me never actually hit record. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to re-record it. Now, the good news is I did go through one day, so I have a pretty optimal route to get through all the basic stuff in one day and still be able to show off little other features about the town. As a negative, I already freaking did this. I don't really care to do it again. But hey, it does allow me to be more on autopilot and talk to all of you. So as I play this game, I am sitting in my Airbnb. I am recording these in a batch. The reason I'm recording these in a batch is very simply because I want to have content to give you, even though I'm not able to continue recording, especially with the travel schedule I have. Look at that, we're arriving on a boat. The boat has no actual engines, nor is the sail open, but we are absolutely freaking cruising. So again, this is sort of the linear progression that we talked about. You arrive, it's sort of the amazement view, and then it does this really cool looking pan shot. God, I look like a crackhead. It does this really cool pan shot in on the actual town itself. You jump off. Well, good luck to you. I skipped the pan shot. Presley, how do you do? Good to see you again. Hope you had a pleasant journey. From Barnarock, right? That's quite far. Yeah. Anyway, I'm here to show you to your workshop, so if you would, please follow me. It's pretty close. I wonder what it's like. I didn't get to know my pa too well. No one's been working there since your pa left Portia so many years ago. He was a good friend. Yeah. So, in my mind, this chick's father left her. Hey, don't wander off too far. Follow me, because the game thinks I'm dumb. This chick's father, like, basically abandons his family and, leaves her this decrepit workshop with, like, 2 items sitting outside. It's sure seen some wear and tear. What do you think? Looks homey. Well, I'm glad you think it looks homey, because it is definitely not home. So here's a letter from my father. I'm going to summarize this in a way that gets all the points across. Linda, when you read this letter, I'm already on the other side of the world. Sorry that I abandoned you. Sorry that I was a terrible father. I probably should have told you how to run this workshop, but I really couldn't be bothered. It's probably good enough to keep most of the wind and the rain off of you, and I left books so you can, Agreed. The rest is up to you. Have a wonderful life. You're my pride and joy. However, I did abandon you. Pa. Here's your Pa's books. Now go freaking learn. So this is a mandatory first day tutorial. They want me to go get a builder's license. I need that in order to operate my shop in Portia. Because bureaucracy. And it forces me to sleep the first night, even though I clearly have time to go gather materials and I should have some stamina. Stamina is the resource you spend in this game, like in Stardew Valley, in order to do things. Unlike in Stardew Valley, getting to like a 0 stamina is not necessarily a bad thing. You can get to a 0 stamina and it really has no consequences. So there's absolutely no reason not every day to spend every bit of your stamina. These loading screens, oy vey. Rise. The house is so worn, I need to fix it or I won't get a good night's sleep. Yup, there's freaking giant holes in the floor. Lovely. So we have till 8 o'clock this morning to collect materials. At that point, we will be asked to go meet Presley. We can check our mail, and we're going to have a lovely package of starter items that I got as part of the pre-order bonus. The pre-order bonus for this game is pretty simplistic. It's just a little bit of loot, a little bit of kit to get you started. I appreciate it quite a bit because it doesn't unbalance the game. It simply gives you enough materials that you're not having a slow start. This game on its own would probably have a really slow start. Unfortunately, because it's a gathering game, there is a lot of walk around and pick dirt off the ground. We're doing this to get rocks, we're doing this to get sticks. The sticks are our source of wood, the rocks are obviously our source of rocks. And it is now 8 o'clock, so we can go meet Presley. I am being efficient about this, as I do not necessarily wish to have this linger on too long. I also did this already, and you saw that treasure chest back there. There are bonuses for exploring everything in this game. It is a game that encourages openly exploration, which is great, because I think that is wonderful. Linda, nice to meet you. How are you settling in? I hate this place. Hang in there. Let me introduce you to the Commerce Guild. Me and this other guy. We're the organization that orchestrates trade across the entire Free Cities region, which basically means we're the Mafia. Now then, let me give you your builder test. This is pretty easy. Go make an axe and a pickaxe and bring them to me. You'll need to have wood and stones to make these. You can gather them on your own or buy them from Total Tools in Central Square. After you have the raw materials, you'll need to craft the items on the work table. I saw your pa's old one in your yard, so check and see if that still works. Because hammers apparently go bad. So here is the lovely part about this game. It doesn't tell you that you have to go and get the stones. It openly tells you that you can just go buy them. Now you might be like, that is insignificant. You have to get the materials. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. It openly is telling you that you don't have to necessarily paint within the lines, which I greatly appreciate. I don't want to paint within the lines. I want to color outside the lines many, many, many times. I need one freaking stone. One freaking stone. One freaking stone. Of course I do. So every time I'm doing something and I'm expending stamina, you can see that I'm getting experience. This game has a pretty built-out RPG type system, and I approve of it. It's pretty decent. You're able to buff your ability as a individual within the town, socially, or you're able to buff your combat skills, which we'll get into in a later episode, or you're able to get your building skills up. I, personally, like doing the building skills. And you might say, well, why? What makes it so much more interesting? Well, the building skills allow you to gather more materials, which allows you to have more money, which allows you to build better weapons, better armor, and just generally play a more interesting style of game. Where are you, Presley? I need to show you something. I can give gifts that I purchase with money, and that makes people happy. So social's sort of locked down. And I can also buy buffs and other things that will make my life a little bit easier in combat. So it's really the best of all worlds. Alright, now I need to go make a furnace at the assembly station, which I will show you in a moment. We need 10 stones to make this happen, which I know because I've already done this. Oh, have I already done this? 10 stones, that's all we need. I could actually probably get them from picking up the stones on the ground, but that was 7. Alright. So, knocking down one tree really close to my place will be the most efficient way to do this, because some of these little scrubbier trees will also give me some materials that can eventually be used for rope, which is great. So the game is super chill. I definitely prefer Stardew Valley. I feel like it's got a little bit more depth built into it, but it's also been around a lot longer, so obviously it would. That being said, I don't think this game is a slouch by any stretch of the imagination, and at, I believe, $40 for the retail physical copy, I think that it is well spent. Now, you basically have to select items from your bar and actually go over and build it by actually placing the correct items down. That might seem insignificant, but you think about every other game that has crafting, it generally doesn't care what you have in your inventory versus what you're carrying around. So this is a little bit of a departure from traditional tropes in regards to crafting in video games. I approve of it. It adds depth and it makes it more interesting, but at the same time, it definitely takes some getting used to. Alright, so we're going to put that there. We're going to open this. This is our pre-order package. It's some food and some kit, and then some decorative items, and also money. The money is most appreciated, because this game does start out really, really slow if you start with the default amount of money. Because you have to go then collect things and sell them or take commissions in order to make your money. Boom. Alright, let's get all of this done today. Alright, let's put my little clock up. Go right here, and I look like an idiot. Excellent. Lion. Perfect. Listen, if it's going to be fancy, it might as well be fancy and visible to everyone so everyone knows how fancy it is. Alright, there's the noon bell. We are making good time. We should be able to get through all of the default tutorial stuff today. So I've basically shown you a lot of the basic items. You make bigger items at the assembly table, you make smaller items at the workshop, or other things like the furnace you have to build. Alright, now I just need to go register with the mayor, and we're going to be good to go. The thing about the assembly station is it gets incredibly complex, and you'll see that with the first commission that's assigned to us, because there are instances where commissions are forced upon you. They are basically the main story commissions, and you don't have a choice but to complete them if you want the main story to progress. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that done in a couple of episodes. And I know... Welcome, used to be Linda. I'm Gail, the mayor of this town. It's truly wonderful to see young people getting involved in the thesis of our society. I'm here to register my workshop. Shut up. Very well. What is the name of your workshop? Second attempt. Second attempt workshop. Yes. Registration is complete. We can now go get commissions. He's also telling us about fireside meetings that will be announced in the mail. Those fireside meetings just let you know about the goings-on in the calendar. They are not unimportant. They should be attended. They will help you. They will help you a lot. Okay. Commerce Guild. Now to start the mandatory cutscene. And there's a loading screen, believe it or not. A loading screen, would you believe it? And by the way, this has been patched, so this is dramatically improved. You're now a bona fide workshop owner. Your pa would have been so proud if he didn't abandon you. Let me explain some of the process of our trade. Here at the Portia office, we post commissions every day on the board over there. Based on the speed and quality of the results, we make a ranking of the workshops. Every week, listed on the wall behind me. So basically, you do more commissions, you get more points with the workshops, with the Commerce Guild, and they rank your workshop more heavily. And you get prizes for that. Oh yes, adding yours will be 5 workshops in our jurisdiction. Besides the ranking list, you also have a workshop rating, which is listed on your license. The higher your rating, the higher quality the commissions you can get. But don't worry, if your father's work ethic, other than having a family, you'll be number 1 in no time. Once you're done with orders, you can pick up the commission fee from Antoine, the guy at the desk, if it's from the guild or the respective person who commissioned you. Builders make the most of their money doing commissions, but some just build and sell directly to the market. That's fairly lucrative as well. So this is an interesting thing about this game. It doesn't force you to continue to do these stupid missions. So he's going to hand me a commission, and Higgins is our rival. Higgins is a less scrupulous workshop owner. Everyone believes he's quite brilliant, but he doesn't do the hard work in town. So you'll see throughout the missions that he avoids the more difficult assignments. And this is Arlo. Arlo is the regional hunk. Arlo is going to ask me to do something. Mr. Arlo, what would you like me to do? Looking to build a bridge to Amber Island. So the mayor finally put up the money? Well, young Linda here is up for the challenge. Yeah, he figured the place could be a real tourist attraction, with that haunted cave and all. Linda, check your pa's workshop handbook to see if he has a bridge diagram in there. I remember he built a bunch. If it's there, use it at the assembly station. After you're done with the bridge pieces, you'll need to go to the designated spot and assemble the bridge. Also, and this is important, for a project as big as a bridge, you'll probably need to dive into the abandoned ruins to gather materials. We have one such ruin in Portia. It's located at the bottom of the church tower. So that is not unimportant. We will have to go there. It is a question of when. 4 stone bricks for the store. That's really good. 10 charcoal, that's less good. 6 stone stools, that's very bad. 2 copper pipes, I'm not doing that right now. So we are going to take this commission for 4 stone bricks. 4 stone bricks is very doable, and we happen to already have the furnace. Stone bricks are created at a furnace by essentially baking the bricks with some wood, or baking some stones with some wood to make bricks. So it works. Don't worry about it. What we can do to make life a little bit easier on us is start harvesting these rocks right here, so that when we do put down the furnace, we'll be able to get cracking on a decent number of stone bricks right away. We need 4. 4 is not a big number. We should be able to get that right away. I like keeping my furnaces, my small furnaces, right... actually, we'll do back here this time. Yeah, so it's nice to keep them out of the way a little bit. Let's see if I can get them in place. Yeah, we'll put them right here. Boom. Okay. These things do take up space. It seems insignificant, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. Fuel. 2 fuel. I need... Yeah, we'll start 2. Alright, we need more stone and we need more wood. That is not a big deal. We can get stone just about anywhere. Any of these little spots that are knocked down, we can pick them up. And anything that looks a little bit larger like this, we can hit with a pickaxe. Very clearly we're stealing someone's fence rocks, but apparently the game is totally cool with that. Totally okay. We got our first piece of marble. Marble is a resource that will be used more later on. It is a more fancy material that requires a little bit more processing to make it viable. Alright, so as you can see, our stamina is getting low, low, low. We are already at 32 stamina, but we now have enough wood to get this going. We're also going to knock down this tree because it offends me that it's inside my territory. Alright. So this is going to be 3 hours and 4 minutes to do the brick. We're going to do 2 more, so that will be our 4 bricks. And we're just going to throw in 20 logs all together. So that will be all done tomorrow. So that commission is well under control. We have 26... No more resources. We have 26 stamina left. I would like to get a couple more pieces of wood. wood is a important resource because almost everything requires wood in some form. The most common way that things require wood is that they are furnaces, and or something that burns wood for power. Because they burn wood for power in a lot of cases, you need to just constantly truck in wood. So this is the skill tree. This is the fighting skills. So your experience gained increased by 5%. That's a very nice one. More usage dodging, more usage sprinting. Master of Axe allows you to harvest more materials with the axe, more with the pickaxe. More stuff from kicking trees. Better talking with people. Better chance to get a bonus while giving a gift. And better workshop rewards. Well, we are going to go the route that I like, which is the Gatherer. We are going to go heavy into the workshop. And now you might question that and say, well, why? What is your logic that leads you to say that that is the most effective way? Well, again, if I buy better weapons, I'm able to delve deeper, and I don't need as many offensive buffs. Oh, that's only HP. I'm not going to waste the jelly right now, but I will eat this. Why not? I never eat the food, so let's just get the 24 and 24 stamina back in, and let's just do some lane clearing. So yeah, stamina is the most important resource in this game because there really isn't a substitute for it. Food will let you get by, but food is more expensive than one would think. So food will only become a really viable option when you're later in the game and you're able to produce your own food items. Because there is a farming component of this game. It is a very simplistic farming component, but yet it is a farming component. Oh, look at all these lovely trees just being knocked down. All the deforestation. Tasty, tasty deforestation. So, at the end of the day, we're going to go look at what it takes to actually build that bridge that they were talking about, just to show you what incredible leaps and bounds we're going to have to get through ahead of us to make this work. Alright, and that is that. We have 90 wood. 90 wood is excellent. So we're going to need that in a moment. Okay, to make a bridge, to make a bridge head, so the entry and the exit, we're going to need copper, 6 copper bars, and hardwood. Hardwood is a pain in the butt because it doesn't come from average trees, it comes from larger trees, which means I'm going to need upgraded equipment. Wooden bridge body as well requires bronze, which requires tin, which we haven't actually even seen any of yet. And you can also see that we need 96 stone baked into 12 stone bricks. Pain in the butt. So that guy is well underway. How many do you have done? 1 of 4. That will be a tomorrow morning project. We'll grab that and go deliver it to the farm and get like 200 gold, which will be absolutely great. But as for tonight, we are going to fix up our house and then we're going to call it. These episodes are going to be pretty short, or shorter than my average content, and that is intentionally so because, good lord, some of my content just gets out of control and I find myself talking forever and I just never know when to quit. So dividing into days or 2-day spurts when we get a little further is going to be super, super effective. So hey, on that bombshell, we're going to call it for today. We now have a house that actually has a floor. We have stuff going on outside. We have a pretty cool jacket. We are a builder. We can actually put our license up on the wall. Yeah. And we look like we've done things in our life. So, yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to play this game for at least a little bit and see what sort of viewership we can drum up. I am all about comments. I am all about thought process. If you'd like to see something more, if you'd like to see me do something differently, if you'd like me to take a different direction, drop a comment and we can at least have that conversation below. I love comments. Love them, love them, love them. So please drop as many as you'd like. As always, I greatly appreciate anyone watching my videos, so thank you sincerely. And have a good night.